So, welcome to today's social media update. It is May 2025, and we're at it once again for another social media marketing update of all of the news of what's been happening. So, my name is Alison. You may or may not have joined one of these updates before. If you're new, then welcome. Great to have you with us. I run a social media consultancy called Avocado Social, which is based here in the UK in Wiltshire. We are a remote team across the UK and we work with a wide range of organisations. We create social media strategies, we run training workshops, and we offer consultancy as well. So if you're interested in any of our services, then you're very welcome to get in touch and I will share my contact details with you at the end of today's update. We also have some upcoming online workshops, which I'm very excited to tell you about today. So I'll be sharing those details after we've gone through our top 10 updates. So as usual, we have chosen 10 updates that we think are going to change and affect social media marketing. So there's always just tons to choose from, and it's a really tough job deciding which ones we're going to talk about each month, especially when the social media platforms announce things literally the morning of these updates as well. So we've been really debating hard what should go in today's update, but this is what we've chosen. And always nice to have a mixture. I know that a lot of you are working in B2C and B2B organizations. We've got charities that join our updates. We've got technology companies, universities. So it's always good to make sure we've got a good blend of updates that are going to be relevant for you all. So let's start with the growth of WhatsApp. I think WhatsApp is such an important social media platform, and many of you are probably thinking it's a social media platform because we just see it as a messaging app. But WhatsApp is owned by Meta, and they've recently announced that they have seen huge growth with more than 3 billion people using it every month across the world. So after 15 years of WhatsApp being available, it now has an iPad app. So that's recently launched. They haven't yet launched an Apple Watch app, but I do believe that's probably coming next. And interestingly, it is the most used social media platform here in the UK. So it has more users than Facebook. Now, I think that's really interesting because WhatsApp probably has the highest open rate of any messaging service, and compared to email as well, it has much, much higher open rates. So it's very difficult to ignore a WhatsApp chat or a message, isn't it? Because you just see it there and you think, oh, I really want to read that. Whereas it's quite easy to ignore an email now. So I definitely think you should be thinking, how can our business consider using WhatsApp? And the most popular way in which businesses are using WhatsApp is by creating channels. So you might not have even noticed these, but if you head into your WhatsApp homepage, you'll see an option to look at all of the channels in the channels section along the bottom bar. And there you can pick from some of the biggest verified channels that are public across the world. So here we've picked out the Met Office, Netflix, Warner Brothers. So there's lots of news publications and entertainment brands in there. And these are verified channels. So they're the ones that are recommended to you as a user in WhatsApp. But anyone can actually create a channel, any business. You do need to simply create a channel, add a name and a logo and a description, and then you invite people to your channel by promoting the individual URL of that channel. You can send invitations via WhatsApp as well. So if you have a need to message your customers, maybe on a daily basis, maybe just as and when you've got exclusives or you want to get a little bit of feedback, then using a WhatsApp channel could be a fantastic way to develop a community. you can have 16 admins to help you manage a channel. And the key thing you'll notice about a channel is it's very different to a group. People can't reply to your messages. So it is really only you as a business that can post in the group. People can react or vote, but they can't actually write anything. So that means you're suddenly removing all of the kind of day-to-day chit chat out of the channel, making it very appealing for somebody to follow, maybe as an update on your business. So it's definitely something I'm considering launching for Avocado Social. I wonder whether people would be interested in subscribing to a channel. But you at the moment have to get your channel verified. So you'll see that little blue tick via a meta rep. So there isn't an open verification process at the moment. So that's something that I think we'll see coming. So perhaps you're thinking about maybe engaging with a community, maybe you're running a class of people, or maybe you need to kind of send daily updates to your community, then definitely considering a WhatsApp channel could be a great way to go. Now, you may have heard about one of the latest Instagram Reels features, which is called lockable Instagram Reels. So lockable, quite a mouthful, lockable Instagram Reels are a new way in which you can actually put your Reels content behind a secret code. You'll see there that on your feed of Reels, that Reel will be hidden with a little picture of a key next to it. And somebody has to put in a secret password in order to open up that Reel and be able to use it. This feature is a test at the moment and is currently being tested with very selected creators. So it's not broadly available, but if it goes well, it should be something that we see rolled out across Instagram. Its purpose is to enable creators to build excitement and buzz around exclusive content. So if you've got a new menu launch or a movie coming out or a podcast launch or a new product, it could be a great way to help people connect through shared interests in a know you, in a kind of if you know way. So in this example, we have and Instagram actually using it here, where you have to enter a secret code. And the hint is it's the first hashtag in the caption. So that enabled people to unlock that reel and view it. So it's quite playful. The first official usage of a lockable reel was by the musician The Weeknd, who used it to hide a clip from his film Hurry Up Tomorrow. So we think this feature could be great for driving engagement, especially with your super fans, exclusive discounts, or content targeted with certain followers. So look out for lockable reels and we'll keep you updated as to whether it's going to become a mainstay of Instagram. So let's talk a little bit about some of the latest updates with Reels and partnership ads in Meta. We know that there is a new type of ad format currently being tested, which is called the Reels trending ads. So advertisers will be able to pay for the placement where the ad will appear immediately after popular creator-made reels, aiming to engage viewers during peak interest. So let's have a quick look at this video demo. So the creator has a very popular video, and straight away after it, as the user scrolls, they will see an adjacent ad. So advertisers will be able to target overall top trending reels, or they can select specific topics like beauty and sports. So that's actually a test at the moment. It's not rolling out, but it may be something that you see when you're watching some of the reels trending content. There's also a new update for partner ads, and we know that partner ads work incredibly well across Meta. So a partner ad is where you see the brand and the creator both at the top of the sponsored ad, It looks like a collaborative post, but it's in fact an advert. And previously, both the advertiser and the partner appear in the header. Now, advertisers can feature just one partner in the header on Facebook and Instagram. So, as you can see, the change from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So, if you want to hide your brand and just have the partner in the ad, you can. Now, this is interesting because it maybe suggests that ads work better if they look like an influencer's recommendation and the brand is just totally removed from it. It also allows marketers to highlight the creator's personal brand and voice more prominently. So if you're running partnership ads, this is now available. This isn't a test. And so this could be something you A/B test and see what the difference is between running a partner only ad and a brand and partner ad. Also, the final task that Meta has recently announced is the fact that you can now run Facebook Live partnership ads. So if you are going live with a partner, this can actually become an ad across Facebook. So really interesting to see. I think this looks incredibly similar to TikTok Live, TikTok Shopping Live. So interesting to see that Facebook now wants a slice of this live pie. So if you are using any creators to create live content on Facebook, then this could certainly be a new ad format that you consider. So we've had a bit of a chance now to play around with the new Instagram Edits app. And most recently, Edits has launched a lot of new features within it. If you haven't downloaded it yet, then Edits is the free app that has been released by Instagram. It's meant to be a competitor to your CapCuts or your Veeds, and it's totally free at the moment. They have said that it's probably not likely to be free forever. So that's just something to bear in mind. But at the moment, some of the new features that they have launched is Apply All, where you can apply filters, effects, transitions, or adjustments to all of your clips at once, which is very useful. There are now 125 fonts available, so they've added a bunch of new fonts. And you also have more voice effects to choose from. So there's now 15 voice effects to choose from. We've also seen more text animations being launched in the app. So there's 50 text animations. That's ways that your text can appear, disappear, fade in, fade out, do all sorts of stuff on your video, which is becoming really trendy to have kind of very well animated and designed text appearing on your videos. We also see a lot more of these safe zones integrated into edits. So these are the yellow lines that show you where other areas of channel furniture are going to appear on your video to help you prevent you from putting too much text in important places where maybe your logo or caption is going to appear. So that's really useful to see the yellow line, which indicates the safe zones in the app. We've also got 30 different transitions and 30 different filter options on the video, on the Edits app as well. So they've added more transitions and also more ways to make your content a little bit more bespoke. We also see more caption styles. So of course, remember that more people watch video with sound off than sound on. So if you've got any spoken word on your video or you're doing a voiceover, really important to add captions. And you can choose a wide range of different caption styles now. You can also convert your video to the frame rate you want, giving you the ability to enhance the smoothness of your playback. And also, one of my favorite new features is this beat marker. So if you're using a piece of audio that has very clear beats within it, you can add auto-detected beat markers to help you align clips text, and overlays with audio when editing because, again, another great strategy for your videos is that every new clip appears in time to the music. And that's something that could work really well with some of the trends that we're seeing lately, particularly with audio around the 6 syllables trend, or maybe it is something that you do for a day in the life as well. You know, every new clip appears when the beat changes. Finally, video effects. You can apply different preset animations and visual changes to your video clips as well. So they've definitely been working on improving the Edits app. So again, if you haven't used it yet, or you maybe used it when it first launched back in April, it's time to take another look because it has massively enhanced in the last month. Okay, time to talk a little bit about Threads because there have been some big updates to Threads. They have announced that they've now grown to over 350 million monthly active users, which was revealed in a call from Mark Zuckerberg to investors of the company. That's an increase of 30 million users since the prior quarter. So they are growing, which I think is really interesting to note. We're seeing more and more people utilizing Threads on a regular basis as well. We do know that so far it's text updates that seem to do the best on Threads. So if you've got anything funny, humorous, insightful, educational, just writing that out as a text update, like early days Twitter, is performing well on the app. But recently, Meta has announced that they will be launching ads within the app as well. And this is an update that we're likely to see before the end of the year. So they're beginning to introduce ads globally. And one of the latest things that we'll see is video ads. Now you can see here in this example that the video is, very short. It's probably likely to be 16:9 in terms of its dimensions. And you can see that a user can click on that video to make it full screen as well. This is a test that they're going to launch with a small number of advertisers to see how this content is engaged with on Threads. The other update that we're going to see from Threads rolling out is that you'll be able to add multiple links to your profile. Just like in Instagram, you'll be able to have up to 5 links. You'll also be able to find out which one performs best. So they will tell you which one is getting the most clicks as well. So that's something to consider if you have got a link in bio and you have got multiple places that you would like to send traffic through to. And also reported by Social Media Today, Threads is also testing a new feature in the EU that lets users sign up to Threads without linking to Instagram. So this isn't something they've done yet. If you want a Threads account, you have to do it via an Instagram account, which means you have to have Instagram first. But this is actually something that has been spotted where users can create a standalone Threads profile using just an email address or a phone number. Meta is gradually removing Instagram-based recommendations and connections, and the goal is to make Threads a more independent, real-time social platform. So we'll see how Threads develops throughout the rest of the year. Is anyone using Threads actively, and what kind of engagement are you seeing there? I'd say we've been testing it all year so far, and in the last couple of weeks, I've definitely noticed a few more notifications happening there. So I do wonder whether it's beginning to get kind of integrated into our psyche as social media managers now. So let's talk a little bit about LinkedIn because they had some big announcements over the last few weeks, and we can certainly see this strategic move towards more creator monetization. So there are some big creators on LinkedIn, aren't there? Like your Stephen Bartlett's, your Gary Vaynerchuk's. So thinking about how they are thinking about how to utilize these top creator voices. And the new feature that they are launching at the moment is called Brand Link. So, Brand Link is an expansion and renaming of a previous product that which they ran called Wire. So, you may be familiar with Wire. If not, don't worry, I certainly didn't remember it. BrandLink allows brands to place their video adverts not only alongside content from trusted premium publishers, but also within a pre-roll of video clips from selected influencers. So imagine if, as a brand, you could have the pre-roll ad before a latest Stephen Bartlett video. So this is a really interesting step from LinkedIn and shows that they are beginning to look at how they facilitate creator monetization, where selected creators will receive a portion of the ad revenue generated from ads placed before their videos. So if I was running an advert for Avocado Social before a Stephen Bartlett video, Stephen would make a percentage of that ad revenue. Very similar to how YouTube creator monetization works. So at the moment, they're testing this with some initial top creator voices, including Rebecca Minkoff, Guy Raz, Gary Vaynerchuk, Shelley Zalis, and Stephen Bartlett. So look out for these pre-roll ads on some of their content. I think the program definitely shows us the importance of video consumption on LinkedIn. It is, according to LinkedIn, up 36% year on year and aims to incentivize more video content as well. So they want to see more people creating more video content on the platform, particularly video content like this, which is vertical video content. So you can see here, I'm about to watch a Guy Raz video and I'm seeing an ad straight away, which I can skip, but really interesting to see that test happen on LinkedIn. So if you are a creator, then this could certainly be an interesting way for you to make more revenue. And if you're a brand, this could be a fantastic way for you to gain traction and gain awareness from a particular group of people who watch a certain creator's videos regularly. So watch out for how this test evolves. It's called Brand Link. And so we'll be keeping you updated here on our Avocado Social updates. Now we're seeing a huge amount of AI happen across all the social media platforms, and the latest is TikTok. So TikTok has launched the AI Alive tool in the last couple of weeks. This is a feature that turns static images into dynamic short form videos within TikTok stories. So interesting that this is only available in stories at the moment. And you can get to this through the story camera. You can see that there's a little label on the AI Alive tool, which says new. So you can see lots of focus on that. And you can use AI to animate elements like facial expressions or waves, adding movement and atmospheric effects. Each AI generated video will include an AI label, which is really important. That's something we're also seeing happen across the social platforms. When something has AI added to it, there is a made with AI label, which appears, and embedded metadata for transparency, even when the content is shared outside of TikTok. So I think that probably is likely to become law in the future, that anything made with AI needs to be stated, but it's certainly not at the moment. And it is a little unregulated, which is a big worry when it comes to social media transparency. But this little tool on TikTok Stories is aimed at allowing creators to make dynamic content a lot faster. So it allows you to turn static images into short form videos. And I think, again, that's telling of the strategy which you should have on TikTok, which is, rather than static images, always seeing if you can animate a video or add some sort of movement to it. so that it engages audiences a lot quicker. Now, I mentioned this one earlier, but we're seeing some really interesting updates with TikTok live shopping. We've seen some stats come out recently, which we thought would be worth sharing. These stats came from Retail Dive earlier this month. TikTok Live is dominating live shopping as the top platform for consumer engagement, outpacing QVC and HSN, according to a survey of over 1,000 US adults. Facebook Live is the second most watched platform, which is probably why we saw those live ads being launched, followed by Instagram Live. And overall, around 60% of American adults have streamed live shopping shows, but only 33% have purchased items. More than 75% of people in this survey believe that live shopping encourages impulse spending. Over half say hosts feel more entertaining than trustworthy. And live shopping is the most popular among younger generations. So, about 15% of Gen Z, the most engaged generation, say that they watch live shopping shows once a week. So if you are an e-commerce brand and you are targeting Gen Z, you need to be investing in live shopping. You can see that there's a number of brands which are utilizing this on TikTok. A lot of them aren't necessarily the kind of household brands that we know and love. They're emerging brands which are famous on TikTok. So I've included Free Soul. My team suggested Boho Moon and Kaya as well, which is a clothing company, Kaya the label. There's also beauty brands like Mallow's Beauty, do a lot of lives. And these are all brands which have really built their whole community on TikTok. So it makes perfect sense for them to engage in live shopping. So if you haven't given this a go yet, it's certainly worth a test. Those that are really committed to it start doing it in a studio, like you can see Free Soul there. And there are actually these TikTok shopping studios you can now hire out across London. So really interesting to see that this is becoming a mainstay of TikTok and something which is just so amazing at boosting your sales in a short space of time. One of the other updates which has happened recently, which I thought was worth mentioning, is the new Creator Marketplace features. So if you haven't looked at Creator Marketplace ever, or not for a while, then there have been quite a lot of updates to this dashboard. This is a free dashboard available through Meta, and they've just integrated this section called Trends, which is a feature to show advertisers and social media users which culturally relevant trends are ranking well in Instagram right now. You can dive down into country, and this uses AI to identify and rank trending topics and trending audio as well. It gives you a category and a little bit of real-time information about how many views that piece of content is getting. So this is really useful because it obviously allows you to identify trends and see whether something is still worth mentioning or not. For example, just yesterday or the day before now, we posted our propaganda trends video for Avocado Social, which is a trend that has been around for a few weeks now on TikTok. And we were umming and ahhing whether or not to mention it on Instagram, but we decided to, and actually it's become our best performing piece of content of the month so far. So using a tool like this does help you to determine whether something is still gaining traction or whether it's a little bit too late to mention. Also, Meta has launched AI-powered personalized creator content recommendations. So this tool helps marketers to identify branded content that's been created about them and then see what would perform well as an ad. So it's using AI to actually give you recommendations on what you should be running as a partnership ad. So, for example, a beauty brand could view its branded content. So that's anyone who's tagged them in any post and created content about them. And AI will suggest which pieces to use in partnership ad campaigns. So that's a really interesting and useful tool, particularly if you've got a lot of content creators making content about your products. And finally, the Creator Marketplace API is a really enhanced search tool enabling you to discover new creators to work with. So the idea is that this is a much better tool than using an agency or a third party tool. So you can search for creators and access insights to make better data-driven partnership decisions. So one of the questions I always get is how do you decide which influencers to work with? And actually, this tool will give you some great insights like the hook rate, the interaction rate of certain creators. It also tells you something, unique about them that works well, like they're very responsive or you always use really strong hooks. So definitely worth taking a look at this. I haven't had a chance to check it out myself. So what tends to happen with this tool is that it can be great in the US, and then maybe not as good in other countries. So I need to test it out myself. But if you want to give it a go, do go and have a look at Creator Marketplace API on Meta. So finally, we wanted to talk a little bit around Google and some of the AI updates that are going to change social media marketing. So Google has been busy working on some incredible announcements and updates over the last few months. And they recently shared 100 announcements and updates all regarding AI. So we've actually been through the list, and my colleague Sarah is going to share the 100 updates list in the chat if you're interested in having a look through. But the main things are that there is going to be massively enhanced generative content creation. So you're going to be able to create some insane video content on Google with audio, creating high clarity images, creating cinematic films. I'm going to show you an amazing example of one in just a moment. You'll also be able to turn questions into short animated videos and add advanced music and audio generation too. So we're going to see a lot more generative content creation happening. And basically what this means is content's just going to get better visually and audibly. And we're going to see some fantastic AI created campaigns over the next year. We're also seeing search becoming an AI powered shopping destination. So I'm sure you've all seen the kind of AI overviews, which when you Google something, you get the kind of AI or automatically showing there for you. And so this AI automation is going to roll out into shopping as well. It will also be rolling out into tasks like booking events or making reservations. So, what we're basically going to see is AI being integrated much more into different intents and different searches within Google. And again, I've got some examples to show you of that. You've probably heard quite a lot about AI assistants recently. This seems to be a massive trend, but we're seeing a lot more of these kind of virtual assistants that have a natural voice, that have improved memory, that can control your computer for you, or that can get things done on a user's behalf as well. So we're going to see a lot more interaction with AI agents regarding customer service or to perform tasks. Marketers probably need to explore how to optimize these for any kind of customer service interactions that you're having to do, or maybe even content creation. We're also seeing more focused on content authenticity and trust. So, as I said earlier, with the TikTok AI tool, lots of content is now being watermarked with kind of made by AI labels. And so, Google is certainly aware of this and is potentially going to require marketers to disclose or verify the use of AI in their social media visuals. So I do think within the next 5 years, that's probably something that will become law. We will see. We're seeing new immersive marketing opportunities with Android XR devices, including partners like Samsung, and Warby Parker, the glasses company. So we're going to see a lot more immersive experiences happening through our devices, potentially new augmented reality advertising formats, or perhaps glasses that you put on and can enable real world interactions. I will never forget something that has stuck with me, as Mark Zuckerberg said a number of years ago now, probably about 10 years ago, that his vision would be to put on a pair of glasses and have a doctor's appointment with your doctor in real time. So I do think that's probably something that is still the plan for Meta. We're also seeing enhanced content accessibility. So we've been thinking a lot about accessibility this year with more sign language to text translations, perhaps partnerships with visual interpreting assistants, offering marketers tools to create more accessible content as well, particularly to reach and engage those who are deaf or hard of hearing or blind or low vision communities as well. I think I've mentioned this on a previous update, but we did some really interesting training this year on accessibility with a number of charities. And that's something that I've certainly been thinking a lot more about with my social media content. So, lots of updates from Google. Let's have a look at how a couple of these play out. So, here's an example of a video made entirely with AI, and you can see the prompt at the bottom.
This ocean, it's a force, a wild, untamed might. And she commands your awe with every breaking light.
So that just looks so cinematic and incredible, doesn't it? But that is all AI. A couple of other video examples. So you can see here that this kind of character that's been created with AI, or I think actually that character was inputted first of all, and you can then see him animated walking through different backgrounds and different experiences. And same with this video. So the two inputs you can see at the bottom, two static images, which turns into this kind of catwalk situation from this particular AI model. So yeah, just fascinating to see the advancements happening in such a short period of time. Also, this is what we meant with kind of AI mode in shopping. So you can see maybe somebody typing in about a particular weekend bag that they're looking for and giving Google, a bit of a prompt around exactly what kind of thing that they want, what kind of features they want. And the AI has responded with some really specific options. So for me, that sounds absolutely incredible because this is something that I am forever doing is, finding something very specific online, which takes time. So if the AI can actually bring products to the forefront of my discovery, then I'm all for it. So these are all features that are rolling out and some are available now within Google. We do think some of those do require subscriptions to things like Google Gemini. So some of the things that we show you today probably are behind paywalls, but just really fascinating to see how AI and social media is blending to provide marketers with so many different content creation options. Okay, and finally, I always like to include a little bit of fun as well, some social media campaigns that we've enjoyed lately. I think my first one, and the team spotted this, but the Example on the left-hand side is Pizza Pilgrims. Some of you may recognize the founder here. And they were actually used as a case study in the GCSE business exam. And a lot of people started DMing them saying, you were the case study today in the exam. So this was the reaction from the founder.
So yesterday our socials completely blew up with hundreds of GCSE students saying that we, Pizza Pilgrims, were the case study in their Business Studies GCSE Paper 1 exam. I mean, that is a complete surprise. We had no idea. Someone sent me the question and I'm not even sure that I could answer the question. So I think I'd failed Business Studies GCSE Paper 1. But I hope it went well, and I think you guys all deserve a little pick-me-up from me. So drop me a DM if you sat the GCSE Business Studies Paper 1 yesterday and we were your case study, and I'll send you a little coupon for a half-price pizza on us. Have a great weekend. Bye.
I love that reactive marketing approach to people who were, very specific community of people who are their TikTok community, and they only shared that on TikTok as well, which I thought was exactly the right strategy. So you feel like you're getting something a little bit extra from following them. And then in the same vein, we saw some great reactive marketing from Urban Outfitters lately, which all stemmed from a TikTok video of a girl telling the story of how she went up to another girl wearing cowboy boots, asking where they were from because she liked them. And this girl didn't want to tell her because she didn't want everybody to be wearing the same boots. So this is Urban Outfitters' take on this video. So because they identified the pair of boots that were being gate kept, the video had a lot of shares. It had 850,000 views, 49,000 likes. And according to Adweek, the boots also reached the top 10 selling products that week. And so a lot of people then went out to find the boots. So again, it's kind of reactive marketing to TikTok videos that are in existence, that are happening around your product. So the key thing I think you need to remember here is make sure that you are actively listening about what's being said about your business, your organization, your products, so that you can create these very reactive videos. Right, we're about to open the floor for Q&A. But if you've enjoyed today's session, then we always ask for a little review, a little Google review. It shouldn't take too long. But that can always really help us to build our business and get discovered more on Google. So if you've enjoyed today's free session, I really appreciate a review. I also just wanted to flag that we do have some great upcoming workshops. So if you're looking to expand your social media knowledge or maybe solidify some of the strategic decisions you're making, come and join us. So in June, we've got our meta advertising workshop on the 25th. We've also got our next free social media update. And then in July, we are hosting our social media strategy live workshop. So if you're looking to really take an overview of your social media strategy, rip it up, start again, or just solidify what you're doing, then do come and join us for that live workshop. And you can find all of the details of our upcoming events on our website, or just scan the QR code on screen right now.